Hey K-popers, and welcome back to Hallyu. Well, today marks deep dive number 101, so it's only fitting that I talk about the superstar girl group I.O.I, don't you think? We'll start by briefly going over their formation on the inaugural season of Produce 101, and then take a long look at the jam-packed time together as a girl group. And finally, we'll talk about where each member is now and what they've been up to since I.O.I officially disbanded in 2017. Before we get started, I want to quickly thank Hallyu's honorary producers. If you want to show off your bias group here, share your pics in weekly videos, and join a vibrant Discord community with watch parties, custom emoji, and more, all you need to do is support Hallyu on Patreon. So let's first briefly discuss how I.O.I actually came to be. And in case you don't know, I.O.I was the very first group to be formed out of Mnet's Produce 101 series. Now, I have also talked a lot about Produce 101 in another deep dive, so definitely go check that out if you want more info on how the series actually worked. But for now, here's what you need to know for today's look at I.O.I. That first season of Produce 101 featured 101 female trainees from 46 different agencies, and it was massively successful. And several of the trainees already had some recognition before the show even started. Somi, who would end up winning first overall on the show, competed on 16, which of course formed twice. Sejong, who came in second overall, was also previously a contestant on K-Pop Star 2, and Yoo-jung, who finished third overall, had starred in a web drama called To Be Continued. Thanks to them, the 98 other trainees, in this brand new massive scale competition concept, Mnet saw huge ratings for the show. In fact, 4.38% of the entire country of South Korea tuned into the finale to see which 11 girls would be crowned winners and form the girl group I.O.I. And as we know now, Mnet has ridden that wave of popularity to produce further survival shows that spawned 101, I.O.I, Fromus 9, and X1. Across the 11 episodes, there were several rounds of evaluation which whittled the massive crop of trainees down from 101 to 61 to 35 to 22 and then finally to the 11-member roster. And that roster would include, in order of ranking on the show, Somi from JYP, Sejong from Jellyfish, Yoo-jung from Fantagio, Chungha from MNH, Sohye from Redline, Kyokyung from Pledis, Chaeyeon from MBK, Doyeon from Fantagio, Mina from Jellyfish, Nayoung from Pledis, and Yeonjung from Starship. I'm sure even if you're not familiar with I.O.I at this point, you already recognize a ton of these girls, and it really was an all-star cast of members, many of whom have become even more famous now. Now, the first song that I.O.I was ever associated with is of course that infamous theme song Pick Me. This song was originally performed by all 101 trainees at the outset of the show, and I.O.I would go on to perform it many times after that. And as much as it's unashamedly a consumable or rave music type of song, it's definitely still a guilty pleasure song of mine. Now, once I.O.I was officially formed with that finale, the original plan was to have them debut with the song Crush on April 1st, 2016. However, Mnet and YMC Entertainment, who was the agency in charge of I.O.I's promotions, decided to postpone the debut to improve the concept and choreography. They also upgraded the debut from a digital single to an EP called Chrysalis, which would feature the song Crush as a B-track still, but the debut single would be a song called Dream Girls. This debut came out on May 4th, 2016, and for me, the song Dream Girls was an instant hit. It should be no surprise too, because the theme for the song is heavily inspired by Girls' Generation's debut song Into the New World. The message of both songs is fairly similar, with I.O.I's debut being all about trusting in yourself and your abilities to overcome obstacles and accomplish your dreams. But what really drives home the parallels is the music video. In Dream Girls, each member of I.O.I is in a different setting with a different hobby or passion that they're pursuing. This is exactly like Into the New World, where the Girls' Generation members are all working on their own problems or overcoming challenges in their hobbies. And once you realize it, this inspiration really is just staring you right in the face, because not only do we have the connection, but several of the situations are the exact same. For example, Sohyun and Kyokyung are both practicing ballet-style dancing. Hyoyeon and Chungha are both practicing their dancing on a long, wide staircase. Yuna and Yeonjung are both designing clothing. And Yuri's making fancy drinks while Chaeyeon is baking sweets. Now, to be perfectly clear, I am not accusing anyone of plagiarism or anything like that. I'm just pointing out that this brand new kind of girl group who is forging a new path drew heavily on Girls' Generation's debut for their own debut, and rightfully so. Chrysalis did extremely well, selling over 87,000 copies, and it got I.O.I started off with a bang. A month later, it was revealed that Nayoung, Chungha, Kyokyung, Sohye, Yoo-jung, Doyeon, and Somi would be releasing a new song as a subunit, and this was because Chaeyeon, Sejong, Mina, and Yeonjung were returning to their labels to promote comebacks in Daya, Gugudan, and Ujuseonyeon respectively. This single ended up being the song What a Man, Good Man, and it showcased a much more powerful side to the girls. The choreography was also actually arranged by Chungha herself, and this song would end up bringing I.O.I their first win on the August 16th, 2016 episode of the show.
I.O.I 축하드립니다.
The girls would go on to release a remake of Hand in Hand, the 1988 Summer Olympics theme song, before returning as a full group for their next EP that October. This comeback was the album Miss Me, with the title track Very Very Very, and despite this being a mashup group from many different agencies, there is a familiar stinger at the start of the song. Now, JYP of course was the label for I.O.I at the time, and so he wrote, composed, and arranged this song. And fun fact, this is one of the fastest songs that JYP has ever made, coming in at a blistering 206 BPM. For comparison, Twice's song I Can't Stop Me, which is also very high energy, is only 150 BPM. Wow. Now the song itself was fantastically third gen, and personally I love the sequences with members popping in as the camera shifts. With this comeback, I.O.I crushed the 100,000 sales mark, which for a girl group in 2016 was a massive threshold to cross over. And with this song, I.O.I would earn another first music show win on the October 26th episode of Show Champion, this time winning for the first time as a full 11-member group.
한마디씩 다 들어볼게요. 자, 소미.
네, 처음부터 이런 노래를 주신 저희 JYP 너무 감사드리고 사랑하고요.
Now, as fans who followed Produce 101 at the time know, I.O.I's days were numbered even from before their debut, and late in 2016, YMC confirmed that I.O.I would officially disband at the end of January 2017. Leading into their final month, producers across the industry were flooding YMC with potential songs for I.O.I's final release, and on January 17th, YMC announced which song they had chosen. All 11 members of I.O.I personally chose the song Downpour, which was written and co-produced by 17-member Uzi. This song is so beautiful, and it's a heart-wrenching ballad set to nostalgic and emotional moments from the group's formation and from their activities. From January 20th to the 22nd, I.O.I held a 3-day concert called Timeslip I.O.I in the very same venue where they held their debut showcase. Days later, on the 25th, and the group would have their final activity together in the form of a CF with boy group Pentagon for elite uniforms. And an absolutely wild turn of events, on I.O.I's final day as a group, they won a music show for Downpour, taking the trophy on the Lunar New Year episode of Inkigayo. So now that we're all caught up on I.O.I's journey as a group together, let's quickly take a look at each member's activities since I.O.I disbanded and see where they are now. But first, I should really quickly mention the group's reunions. In 2019, there were plans for a 9-member comeback featuring everyone except Yeonjung and Somi, but it would eventually be cancelled due to scheduling conflicts. However, on May 4th, 2021, everyone except Mina did reunite on a livestream for the group's 5th anniversary, which was just so incredible to see. Alright, now let's spend a few moments on each member's journey since I.O.I. Somi has of course since left JYP Entertainment and is killing it as a soloist under YG Entertainment's sub-label, The Black Label. Since her solo debut with Birthday in 2019, she's had 5 singles along with plenty of non-music activities. Sejong returned to Gugudan, promoting with the girl group until their disbandment at the very end of 2020. She also has had several solo releases as an artist and has made a name for herself as a successful actress as well. Yujeong would return to her label and debut in August of 2017 with their group Wiki Miki, among other acting and variety activities. Chungha has of course been a very successful soloist, starting with her solo debut Why Don't You Know in June of 2017. She's also released some fantastic other songs including Snapping, Roller Coaster, and Killing Me. Sohei has almost exclusively been focused on acting since leaving I.O.I, making her big screen debut in the movie Moonlit Winter in 2019. She also runs a penguin-themed cafe in Seoul complete with a shrine and I.O.I member photo cards, which let me tell you is a must-see destination. Kyeokyung returned to Playas Entertainment and made her debut in Priston in March of 2017, also participating in the subunit Priston V. She's also been very successful in China, having made a solo debut there as well and appearing in several Chinese TV series. Chaeyeon returned to full-time promotions with her group Daya and has also been building her portfolio as an actress ever since. She's been in several dramas and films, including the Netflix drama My First Love. Doyeon, also being from Fantagio, joined Yujeong in debuting with that girl group Wiki Miki. In addition to her group promotions, she's been increasingly more active on reality and variety shows as well, which she absolutely has the personality for. Mina joined Sejong in returning to their Jellyfish girl group Gugudan, where she'd also be a part of the subunits Ogu Ogu and Semina. She's also had a successful acting career as well, including roles in the dramas Hotel Del Luna and Summer Guides. Nayoung was a part of Priston alongside Kyeokyung after her stint with I.O.I, and like Kyeokyung, she was also part of Priston V. After Person's disbandment, Na-young joined Sublime Artist Agency and has been busy as an actress ever since. She also starred in Summer Guys alongside Mina. And last but not least, Yeonjung returned to Starship to join her group Uju Sonya, who of course are still actively promoting to this day. This includes her and Uju Sonya's current participation in another Mnet survival show as well, that of course being Queendom 2. These 11 girls are still killing it across the entire entertainment industry, and really it's no surprise when you look at the start they got together as a group. In the span of just 272 days, I.O.I debuted, had a subunit comeback in which they won a music show, held their own reality series, smashed 100,000 sales for their first full group comeback, had countless variety appearances across all the members, released a final song with Downpour, and won Inkigayo on their final day before disbandment. It's absolutely incredible to think about what these 11 girls accomplished together from debut as I.O.I and in their own individual careers since then. And on top of that, there's the success that came after I.O.I disbanded. I mean, if Produce 101 and I.O.I were a flop, would we even have had more seasons? Would the other groups like 101 or IZ*ONE have even been formed? I.O.I truly gave us all so much in such a short period of time, and to think it all began with a simple request: pick me. And with that, our look at I.O.I has come to an end. Are I.O.I your favorite Produce series group? And who did you want to finish first among all the original 101 trainees? I have to say, I would love to know what that alternate reality looks like where April's Chick-young finishes just 5 places higher and makes I.O.I. As always, thank you so much for watching this deep dive, and stay tuned because there's lots more K-pop content coming your way right here at Hallyu. This has been Deep Dive number 101, I.O.I.